Hey everybody, welcome into Shop Social TV. I'm your host Lou Caputo, and we're going to be here together for the next 2 hours. Now, if you've never seen us here at Shop Social TV before, we are a TV shopping channel, so you're going to see some amazing products come up here with incredible prices. We offer free shipping on everything that we sell here. There's 3 ways that you can order from us. One is you can call our phone number, you can use our URL or website address, or we give you a QR code that you'll see appearing on the screen that is going to be your fastest way to get to the order, to order the item that you want. Okay, so let's move into our very first item of the show tonight, and that is going to be this origami 4-tier adjustable rack. Now, if you've never seen origami before, these have been sold on TV for about 15 years now. These are all made of powder-coated steel. There is no assembly per se required with these. They're very, very strong. They're very durable. And because they are powder-coated steel, you can use them indoors or outdoors because they're going to resist chipping, scratching, and most importantly, corrosion. All right. Now, you're going to have a choice of colors tonight with this adjustable rack of either black, silver, or white, okay? Black, silver, or white in these. And this is maybe the most versatile product in the origami line. Now, they're known for making vertical storage solutions, and this is, no exception to that. That's exactly what this is. But the difference with this one is if I turn it sideways, you're going to see these rungs like a ladder going down the side of it, and there's 10 of those. They're each 6 inches apart. The shelves that are on here are fully adjustable, so I can literally take this shelf and move it down to the next rung if I want to. And by the way, the shelves on this are also powder-coated steel as well. But let me start from the beginning. I'm going to show you how this is going to arrive to your home when you buy this. By the way, the price on this is only $79.99. Now, we used to sell this here for $99.99, okay, $99.99. We cut $20 off the price, and you're getting free shipping here. Dare I say, this might be the best deal in this piece of origami anywhere in the country. To the best of my knowledge, I believe that to be true. Okay, so I really think you got to jump on this one if you have that opportunity. Now, this weighs, fully assembled with all the parts and everything, it's like 25 pounds, somewhere in that vicinity. So to get free shipping on something like that is pretty amazing. Now, while I was talking, I took the shelves off, all 4 of them, and I've collapsed that down now. So this is how it's going to arrive at your home. It's also how you're going to transport this, whenever you want to move it from one spot to another. Very thin, as you can see right there, maybe 3 inches across total. Now, see how it's already structurally sound just by doing that. Now, you do want to put the shelves on it because it is going to give it added rigidity. And speaking of which, look at the shelves real quick because I want to show you something really cool about these. If you look at the shelves, you can see that these are a perforated design, okay? And that's a big deal because at origami, knowing that these are powder-coated steel, we want to make sure that you've got aeration on your shelves, okay? Meaning that if you're going to leave this outside, if you're going to use this as a potting station, if you're going to have an herb garden on this, if you're going to put, muddy boots on here, you want to be able to have water drainage, airflow. You want water to be able to drain through all the mud and muck and everything like that. So that's why we felt like we needed to do that. Also, it keeps the weight down of the total unit itself. So that's kind of a big thing as well. So I'm going to turn this around here and we're going to start putting shelves in place. Now remember, I have an option to put these shelves anywhere I want. And that's why this is the single most versatile piece in the entire origami line. So this first shelf, maybe I don't want that to go all the way to the bottom because I'm going to be putting boots on the floor underneath this, right? It just drops into place on that rung right there. Remember what I said, each one of these rungs is 6 inches apart. So that's going to help me determine the height of each one of these. So I know that if I put this one 2 rungs up, that's going to be a foot in between this one and the one underneath it there. So now I've got a foot of distance right there. Maybe the next one I want 1.5 feet, so I'm going to go up 3 rungs, just like this. So now we got 1.5 feet space right there, because maybe I'm putting something even taller, a statue or something that I want to put on the shelf. Maybe it's, a stand mixer in your kitchen. It could be just about anything. That's going to fit on there now as well. And then the top one, I'm going to just go right to the top floor. Go all the way up, bam, just like that, and that fits in place there. Now, I could, if I wanted to, move that down to here, and it's that easy to do. Now, once this is assembled like this, though, once I've got all of the parts on here, all of the shelves put into place, the next thing I got to decide is, do I want to put wheels on this or do I not to? Now, you do get 4 wheels with this. 2 of them are going to be locking wheels, but you don't have to use them. That's entirely up to you. It stands about 62 inches tall with the wheels on it. Without the wheels, it's going to drop down about 3 inches to about 59 inches tall. But here's the thing. If you put the wheels on this, we recommend you limit yourself to 75 pounds per shelf, okay? 75 pounds per shelf. Actually, no, I made that up. 50 pounds per shelf on this with the wheels on it. And at 50 pounds per shelf, about 59 inches tall. But here's the thing. If you put the wheels on this, we recommend you limit yourself to 75 pounds per shelf on this. Then you can go up to the absolute maximum weight capacity for this, which is 80 pounds per shelf. Well, now you just upped your maximum to 320 pounds. So if you know you're not going to be moving it, if it's going to live in a pantry, if it's going to live in a closet, if it's going to live, on your porch outside and you're not going to roll it around, don't use the wheels. Go to that maximum weight capacity of 320 pounds, okay? Now, I want you to take a look at this one over here and just look at how much you can put on these shelves. Remember, it's 30 inches across on these, so you've got a lot of space. Now, this one is kind of set up as if we were using this in a laundry room, okay? And it's absolutely perfect for that. I want you to notice how we've got these big fluffy towels on there. Then we decided to take a collapsible laundry basket, and we just put these 2 shelves 6 inches apart because we knew that all we needed to do was just be able to slide one of those in there. And then at the bottom, we wanted to have more space because we've got that laundry basket down there, but we're also going to be just filling that thing up and overflowing that. So we want to make sure that we've got the space there. Now, the other reason why this is so genius to use in a laundry room is that because it is powder-coated steel, it's going to resist corrosion. And, what do we use in laundry rooms that causes corrosion? Bleach. Bleach. Have you ever seen anybody's washing machine that's got the rust stains on it? It's the bleach that did that. And it's actually starting to eat through the porcelain. It's corroding that porcelain that's on there. That's not going to happen with an origami rack that is all powder-coated steel all the way around. And again, the beautiful thing about this is that you can break this down anytime you want and take it with you. And by the way, if people are like going, why in the world do they call it origami? Well, it's the Japanese art of paper folding. And what we're doing here is, although we're not folding paper, we're folding steel, okay? We are able to collapse this down and take it with us. By the way, if you've got kids right now that are going to college or that are in college, and you're like, my gosh, they could use some extra storage in their dorm room, do yourself a favor, get some origami, because not only is it virtually indestructible, but it's really easy to transport and to move. Okay, so that if you're the person responsible for clearing them out of the dorm room, bringing all their stuff home, this is the best way to do it. I'm sorry, Kelly, what did you say? I was talking. I didn't hear you. Okay. All right, my director tells me I've got to wrap up, so let me just put the shelves back in, and then we're going to move on to our next item. And again, folks, watch how easy this is to do without any tools whatsoever. I can decide where I want the shelves to go. If I need space for something very tall, I can put the shelves closer together. If I don't, then I can space them evenly. It really is entirely up to you. See what I just did there? I just realized that was the top shelf because it has the logo on it. And then I'm going to put this one right here. And we're done. Voila. All right, we're going to move on to our next item right now, folks. So the origami is still available at $79.99. Your choice of colors on that one. You've got the black, you've got the white, you've got the silver. Now let's move on. By the way, coming up in just a few minutes, we've got our Hopple collapsible 3-tier rolling cart. It's the 3-tier rolling cart that we've got coming up for you in just a few minutes here on Shop Social TV. That's only going to be $159.99. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, that is always very, very popular. And as always, you can order from us by calling the phone number 888-247-8712. That's 888-247-8712. Or go to our website, shopsstv.com, or use that QR code. Okay. So our next product, it is not the dog. By the way, this is my dog. This is Lucy. Everybody say hi to Lucy. Lucy, go say hi to everybody. Do you want to say hi to everybody? She's such a sweet baby. So our next item is exactly what you see right here. It is a pair of gloves for grooming your dog. These are really nice, soft rubber gloves that have little fingers on them. Okay, these little fingers that are soft and just feel wonderful for the dog to give your dog a massage while you're washing them or while you're grooming them to get the excess hair off in case they shed, okay? So Lucy here, as you can see, she's just a sweet little baby, this dog. She's just sitting here. She just likes to be pet. But watch what happens when I start taking this glove and using it on her. Watch the way she's just kind of melting right now, because this just feels so incredibly well on this, so good on her. So it's $19.99 for the pair. You do get a choice of colors with this. We've got gray, we've got green, we've got pink, or the beautiful blue that I'm wearing right here. So as I'm doing this to Lucy right now, it's actually picking up any of the hair on her. So if she's shedding, I'm going to be able to get that hair off of her. Look at that. You can see in the glove, I'm already starting to get some hair off of her. Look at that. Any dirt that might be on here. And this really feels nice for the dog. It's kind of like a bonding moment. Now, I keep saying dog because I don't own a cat, but you can use this on cats as well, and they absolutely love it too. Now, you are getting a pair of them. So in theory, I could be wearing 2 of them. We've just got the one here on display, but I could be wearing both of these and doing double duty as I'm grooming the dog right here. And you know what? I could see already there's fur. She doesn't even have that much that's coming off of her, but which is kind of amazing. But wow, she's absolutely loving this. Look at how she's closing her eyes a little bit. She's kind of melting into my hands right here. And the nice thing about this is that if you look at the bristles that are on this, I'll put it over here by her face. If you look at the bristles that are on this, these are really, really nice, soft, comfortable bristles that are on here. All right, and you could see how they move with my fingers as I'm going back and forth on this. You could see how those are moving back and forth. So it's actually grabbing the hair as it's going through, but it's very gentle, it's very soft, and it actually feels like a massage for the dog. You know, sometimes when you use the metal brushes, the defurring brushes and things like that they sell, they actually could scratch your dog. They could hurt the dog. You know, sometimes the dogs are afraid of these, but with this, it's your hand that is actually on them, and they know that, and it's just comforting to them. It makes the dog feel really, really good that they're getting a nice massage from mommy or daddy. Look at that. She absolutely loves this. And we are getting some fur coming off of this dog right now. You know, there is fur coming off of here. Now, when you're washing the dog, this is a great way to get in there with that shampoo. And the other nice thing is because these are rubber, and notice how high up they go on my wrist, that you're not going to be getting your arms wet. You're not going to be getting your hands soaking wet and water flying all over the place. These are really, really nice. And they're giving the dog a massage while simultaneously de-shedding her at the same time. Look at her. This dog was born to be on television. My gosh. So if you've got dogs at home, if you have somebody in your family, I know, if you have somebody in your family that's got dogs, maybe your kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews, think about picking up a pair of these for them and adding them to their grooming collection. Because I know, you know, we're suckers for anything that we think is going to help us groom our dogs better, but also make the dogs feel better. And this is really doing just a wonderful, wonderful job on Lucy. She is absolutely loving it. And you could just see the way she's sitting here. She's being very calm. She's really, it seems like she's really enjoying this, just getting this massage as I'm going over her with this glove right here. And if you look at this one that's off to the side, and take a look at how close that is. Look at that. Oh boy, she's uh-oh. What are you doing there, girl? The fingers that are on this, they stick out maybe about 1/8 of an inch, so they're not like terribly, terribly long, but it's enough that they really get in there and they can remove some fur. And if you look at this glove compared to that one, you can see I've got fur that's starting to build up inside of the fingers on there. So any loose fur, you know, if your dog's a shedder, you know what that's like, you know. And this is also going to help you cut down on having to clean and having to dust and having to do things like that because the dog fur is getting all over the place. So give us a call right now at 888-247-8712. 888-247-8712. Pick up this pair of grooming gloves for your dogs. They're nice and snug in my hands, and I've got bigger hands right here. They're nice and snug on here. What are you saying, Kelly? Oh, that's right. And if you've got cats, take a look right here. This is Taco Cat, everybody. Everybody meet Taco Cat. Taco Cat right there. If you're a cat owner, this is amazing for the cats too, because we know how hard it can be. You know, cats are pretty self-sufficient. They do a pretty good job of grooming themselves. But the nice thing about these gloves is that they're going to help the cat, you know, so they don't get those fur balls, because you're actually removing the fur yourself while you're doing this. But as you can see, Lucy is super chill right now. She is just ready to go to sleep. And you know what, guys? I'm going to be honest with you. It's the glove that's doing that. It's the massage that she's getting from this. And if you look closely at this, there's fur embedded in between the fingers all the way around here, because this glove is turning white on the inside, okay? And that's because of the job. Now, if I need to clean this, what am I going to do? Water. Just run it under water. You can use some soap on it too if you want to, but just a little soap and water, and it'll clean this right off. And of course, since they're rubber, they're going to dry out really, really quickly, which is just awesome, okay? So give us a call at that phone number, our toll-free number, by the way, so it's not even costing you anything to call us. 888-247-8712 is the number. Or you can go to our website, shopsstv.com. I love it when people go to the website, because when you go to the website, you're going to be able to see all the products that we have on there. And we are adding new stuff to our website every single day. I've effectively put my dog to sleep now just by doing this. I want you to think about it too. Like the last time that you groomed your dog, were they this relaxed? Were they this calm? Were they enjoying it as much as Lucy's enjoying this right now? And I tell you, she loves for me to pet her. She absolutely does. But it's the fingers, and there's hundreds of these tiny fingers on these gloves that are actually massaging her. I mean, she's getting this lovely, lovely massage right now that is just making her start to fall asleep. And as I'm looking at the gloves, I'm definitely going to have to clean these. Here's your choice of colors real quick so you can see these. You've got the gray, you've got a pink, a really cool shade of green. I really like those. And then the blue that I'm wearing here right now. And you can see the fur that's built up on those. And that's exactly what's happening right now with these, because I'm getting all kinds of fur. Now, let's get a close-up on this one, Kel. Oh, there you go. You got it right there. I want you to be able to see this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, somebody just walked into the studio, so Lucy just went on alert. But look at that glove right there, and look at everything that is in between. See that? All those ridges right there, that's all fur. These aren't white on the inside. That is all Lucy's fur that's inside of that right there, okay? So she's absolutely loving this. She just saw her friend Lee, who just walked into the studio. She's very excited to see Lee. Do you see Lee? Do you see Lee? You do. All right, we're going to move on to our next item. I hope you're taking advantage of this. You know, guys, if I can do anything to make my dogs feel more comfortable, make them look better, but just to spend that little time bonding with them and making them feel safe and secure living with us, then my gosh, I want to do it. And for $19.99 for free shipping, this is a really amazing way to do it, okay? So here's your choice of colors again. We're going to be moving on in just a second to our next item. Boy, Lucy's sad now that she has to leave because she was absolutely loving that. I mean, she just really was digging that. She was having a great time there. Wow, a lot of fur came off of her too. I really thought that there wasn't going to be much because she's been groomed on a pretty regular basis, but wow, there was a lot there. So again, choice of colors, gray, pink, green, or blue. Use the QR code, go to the website, call the number 888-247-8712. We accept all major credit cards, and we do give you that 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, let's move on to the next item, and that's this guy right here. I'm moving back as far as I can go here. There we go. This is our Hopple 3-tiered rolling cart. Now, if you've never seen this, we haven't aired this in several weeks. This is a pretty amazing piece of furniture that you can get for only $159.99 with free shipping, okay? $159.99 free shipping. Now, when I tell you what this is and what it's made of, you're going to be absolutely astounded. Number one, at the price. Number two, that we can ship it for free. So this cart that you're looking at right here has 3 different tiers on it, okay? You're going to get this solid walnut top on here. And this solid walnut. It's actually solid oak that is stained walnut, okay? And it's so, and the way you can tell it's real is you can actually see the tongue and groove on this, where they actually built this and put it together, all the pieces together on this, which is kind of cool. Now, here's the neat thing. There are metal handles on the side of this. This whole piece comes off. So when I take this off here, I can flip it over, and it's a tray as well. So you could actually use this tray separately away from the cart if you wanted to. Use it somewhere else in your house. Use it as a serving tray. Turn this into like a wine cart, a coffee station, whatever it is that you want to do with this. Here's the other neat thing, okay? So this is real oak stained walnut, but then on top of that, you're getting the cart itself, and the cart itself is all powder coated steel. So this bottom on this is going to last forever. I know that sounds like a long time, and it is, because this is really, really well made, okay? It's all black. You get the 3 shelves on this. Each shelf will hold 75 pounds of weight. So this has a 225-pound weight capacity all the way around. Now, here's what's interesting. I've seen carts similar to this out there, and most of them have like a wooden top that's hinged that just goes to the side, and then you fold it up, okay? This particular one that you're looking at right here actually has a shelf. Even though it's underneath that solid oak top most of the time, it has a shelf on there that you could use. Then you've got the two others going down there. Now, here's the cool thing about this too. What I can do is I can fold this up. There's a little latch on the side right here. If I release that, this top folds over like that. And then there's one more latch on the back here, very similar to what we saw in that origami a few minutes ago. And I can close that down too. So this is actually collapsible. That's why we have that in the name. It's the collapsible 3-tier cart. When you get this shipped to your house, and I know lots of folks are jumping on this because every time we put this up here, we get tons of people jumping in on this. When you look at this guy right here, this particular top, or this particular cart is only $159.99. And as I mentioned, you can put 75 pounds on each one of the shelves on this, which makes this incredibly versatile for you to use anywhere in your home. A lot of people use these in their kitchens. You could even use this as a TV cart if you wanted to, or as we got going on back here, a coffee station. And actually, the neat thing about this is that's something else that we sell. That's our Casa Brews espresso maker that's sitting back here. And you can make lattes, macchiatos, you can make all kinds of drinks with this. And this one is an incredible deal as well. That's on our website. So if you want to go to our website, shopsstv.com, and you want to check that out, that's available for sale as well. But look how great this cart looks when we have it all done up for the kitchen. And a lot of people do use this for the kitchen. Now to set this up, here's all you do is you grab the sides, you pull that open. All right, I'm going to spin it around. On the back, there's that toggle down there, okay? All you've got to do is thread this in here like that, and just push down. You hear that snap into place? Once that's in place, then I'm just going to flip the top over like this. There's one little latch right here. I showed that to you in the beginning. You put that in place. Now that's done. Now, you got to decide, am I going to take the solid oak top that comes with this, and I'm going to use it on top of it, and it fits in there nice and snug. Like you would never know that that's removable because you could see there's no play in that as I move that back and forth. That is really well mated to that. It does have the Hopple logo on there as well. And you can hear the quality in that. And remember, this is solid oak that you're getting with this. So it's not like particle board, it's not MDF, it's not, you know, pressed board or anything like that. This is real, honest to goodness, solid oak. It's just stained, and I love the color. It's stained in this beautiful walnut finish that you're seeing right here. Now, the beauty of this, of course, is that we can use it this way as you're seeing over here. By the way, that's an optional top. If you go to our website, you're going to be able to see that there are some accessories that you could buy for this Hopple cart as well, and they're pretty amazing, okay? So go to that shopsstv.com website and look at all the products there. By the way, here they are. Take a look at this. So you have a choice. There are two optional tops. They're all made of vegan leather. The designs are printed on vegan leather. The first one you're seeing right there is what we call the Royal Bee, and that has a black top. It's black vegan leather wrapped. And then the other one is the Amalfi Coast, and you can see it's got a beautiful seascape painted on there, beautiful, gorgeous colors. And that one is white on the top of it, okay? And that's also vegan leather. So just so you understand all the choices that you have, and the fact that if you buy this and later down the road you're like, you know, it'd be kind of cool to have like a black top for that, or have that white top, or whatever it is you want, you can actually buy these. Now, I will tell you this, where I live right now, we have a sectional, okay, in our living room, and the sectional has one of those giant ottoman in the middle of it that, you know, it could be a table, it could be someplace to put your feet, we're not really sure, you know, but if you want to use it as a table to put things on there, because it's fabric, because it's cushy, you can't really put anything on there without fear of a glass of wine falling over, or a candle, or, you know, whatever it is that you're using. But with this one, you can just take that tray, and yes, I could use it on top of this if I want to, upside down, to hold things. And it does have a lip on here that's probably about 1.5 inches deep, okay? Or you could take this and just set this on an ottoman, set this someplace else, and use it as a tray. You could use this as a serving tray, because it does come with those handles. Speaking of which, the handles that are on the side of this are metal handles. We give you 4 S-hooks when you get this, okay? Now, the S-hooks you can use to hang things on the side of this, be it a dish towel, you know, be it like maybe you use this for barbecuing, and it's going to be like your spatula and your tongs and all the other things you use for that. So very, very versatile. Works pretty much any room in the house, I like to think. I think a lot of people, though, like to use these in their living rooms, in their kitchens. You see how we've got our Casa Brew espresso maker sitting on there, and how great that looks. I mean, that just makes the best coffee station. And, you know, we've also got an air fryer on the bottom as well. So, you know, if you're one of those people that has a lot of kitchen electrics and you just don't have any place to keep all of them, this is a really great way to do this, where yeah, you've got a place to keep everything that you need, everything that you want in your kitchen. And you even have another surface where, you know, if you want, now I wouldn't cut anything on top of this because frankly, this top is too beautiful. Yes, it's solid oak. Could you do it? Absolutely. Why would you do that? If you want to do that, put a cutting board on top of this, okay? And you've got that extra surface that you can work on, you know, should you want to, okay? So that's an option with this as well. But again, this is only $159.99. If you've been out in the market and you've been looking at carts like this for your kitchen, for other parts of your house, you know that this is a screaming deal. Also because this is powder coated steel all the way down, because it is collapsible and you are getting a solid oak top. And I think that might be the most impressive thing for me. That combination of powder coated steel, real steel, and then also getting that solid oak top that they've stained this beautiful color of walnut. It's going to look good in any decor. Actually, you know what? That close-up shot that we've got right there, Kelly, put that up for a second, because I want you to see something. See how dark that is, but then look at when the light hits the side of this, how the wood kind of glows. I mean, the finish on this is just exceptional. So when you get this home, you're going to absolutely love this. Do you know, we haven't sold this, I want to say it's been about a week or two since we've sold this cart. And it's backed by popular demand because people keep asking to see it. We actually had somebody yesterday call and ask if they could buy this before we ever went on the air with it. Like in the morning, you know, because we're on the air every Tuesday and Thursday night from 8 to 10 p.m. We actually had somebody call and ask if they could pick this up before we ever went on air, because they had seen it a couple of nights before. And they were like, oh, I wanted to call in and get that right now before you sell out of it, okay? So, you know, and that's always something you got to consider, because we're a smaller shopping channel. We're not dealing in massive quantities like the big guys. So there is always that chance that something could sell out. So give us a call at 888-247-8712. That's 888-247-8712. We've got people standing by to take your orders. We take all the major credit cards. We give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. And you could also go to that website. If you're interested in this, you buy this, and you want to look at those optional tops that we offer for this, the Amalfi Coast and the Royal Bee top that go with this, wrapped in that vegan leather, the white and the black, you can just go to our website at shopsstv.com, and you can go take a look at them right there. And it'll have plenty of pictures so you can see what they look like. They're the exact same size as this one. So when you put them on, they're going to fit this no problems whatsoever. Okay, so that's not something you've got to worry about. And I think anytime you can get something that's this substantial with free shipping, that's a big deal. By the way, when you get this home, it's going to arrive in 2 boxes, okay? 2 boxes, okay? Not 1 box, but 2. And the reason we do that is we don't want the metal to scratch the wood, okay? So these 2 pieces, even though they're going to ship at the same time, they will be in separate boxes just to make sure that everything arrives there in absolute pristine condition. Have you ever tried the QR code that's on your screen right there? Just whip out your cell phone, open the camera app on your phone, point it at the screen. It's going to recognize, it actually reads that QR code, and it's going to take you to the page for this very item. So if you're calling and you're getting a busy signal, or you get voicemail or something, because we only have so many operators and they all, sometimes they get overwhelmed, that's the easiest way to cut to the front of the line and be able to go in there and be able to buy this product without having to wait. Okay, so we're going to take a quick little break right now, I believe. Is that true? Okay, we're going to take a quick little break right now. We're going to show you a video that explains to you exactly what I just said, how you can order from us here at Shop Social TV, and I'll see you on the other side. We're glad you're here shopping with friends. We offer 3 easy ways to buy today's featured deals and much more. You can either call the phone number on your screen, visit our website at shopsstv.com, or open the camera on your cell phone, point it at the QR code on the screen, and open the link that pops up. You'll be taken to shopsstv.com, where you'll find today's deals plus other exciting products. While you're visiting shopsstv.com, be sure to explore the whole website to see everything we have to offer. We're always adding new hand-picked items. Subscribe to our email newsletter so you never miss a show. Call, browse, or click the QR code and start shopping with friends today. To see that video right there. Let me start over. Hi guys, welcome back in. Apparently my mic was down during the break. So you got to see how to order from us, okay? And it's very simple. Phone number, website, or that QR code. By the way, how'd everybody like Lucy before? I didn't get a chance to talk to everybody. I was kind of running around. So, you got to see those great pet gloves just a few minutes ago. But now we're going to move on to our favorite cleaning product here at Shop SSTV, and that is EarthBrite. EarthBrite is an amazing cleaning product that is all natural, non-toxic, and is made with natural clay. And it comes from a single source. A quarry in France is the only place where you can get this, okay? So that is what makes this very, very special. By the way, all these tubs are hand-packed. So let me show you what the offer is tonight. Because the offer tonight is that you can buy one of these tubs, 10.5 ounces of EarthBrite, for a price. I don't know what the price is. Can we put the price up so I can see it? Anyone? Bueller? No? There it is. Okay, $14.99. There we go. $14.99 with free shipping. $14.99 with free shipping. Now, here's the thing about this. You've got a choice of scents. When you go to our website or you speak to someone on the phone, you're going to be able to choose what scent you want, okay? So you can either choose the original, you can choose lavender, or you can choose citrus. Now, when you're talking about the scents on these, each and every one of them is done with essential oils, okay? So that means that literally there is nothing that's not natural in this product whatsoever, okay? And that tub will last you a long time. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to do some cleaning, and the tub that I have has lasted me for almost 2 years at this point, okay? And we use ours a lot here at the office as well as in my home. So let me mosey on over here, and I'm going to see if I can do this without going under the graphics. That's going to be hard to do. There we go. Okay. So let's take a look here. So what should I clean first? I'll tell you what. Let's start with the pots and the pans, okay? So that's kind of a no-brainer, I think. Let me show you how you use the EarthBrite, okay? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your tub of EarthBrite. You're going to dip this in water or just get it wet and wring out most of the water. You don't need a lot in there. And then all you do is you just run this little scrubber around. Now, by the way, the scrubber is included. You're going to get this when you buy the tub of EarthBrite. So that's going to be packed on top of it. Don't think when you open the package, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't get anything. Where's my scrubber? It's actually inside of it. The whole thing is going to be covered like this. So when you take the top off, you're going to find that. And again, to activate it, you just add a little water. You rub it around until you get a nice little paste like that, okay? I'm going to take our pot that we've got right here. Burnt on mess on the bottom of this. Now, you know, some pots and pans are made of a very soft metal, like a copper or brass or something like that. But watch the job that EarthBrite will do. Now I'm going to go scour down here at this end. And when I say scour, that's a very loose use of that word, because this clay is not going to harm any surface. And what you're going to see is as I'm doing this, the EarthBrite is not only cleaning this, at the same time it's polishing it, and it's going to protect it because it's going to leave behind a very thin layer that is going to make that water bead. Okay, so right there you can see that pot. It's on my sponge. There's the EarthBrite. Now watch this. I'm just going to take a spray bottle because we can't afford running water in our studio. And watch this. Once I spray that, just like that, now look at the difference right there, and that's just with a couple of seconds of using my EarthBrite on there. And you can see the way when I spray that water on there, look at the way it beads. It's actually beading up on there and just running off of that surface, okay? So that's just one thing that you can do with this. I'm going to grab the shower head right here. Now, a lot of times when you're taking a shower, and it could be your shower caddy, it could be the faucets, it could be any of that stuff. What is Kathy saying? Lou, can you use it in a kitchen cabinets? Okay, not if it's a painted surface. We don't recommend using it on painted surfaces, okay? If it's you know, like a stain, yeah, but not a painted surface, okay? So what I'm going to show you now is on this cap right here, on the shower head, and that is a big old, you know, rain shower head right there. You can see what happens. You get lime scale, you get soap scum, you get all kinds of deposits on there, all right? So watch this. I'm going to take my EarthBrite again. I'm just going to put a little bit more on here, and all I'm doing is just putting it in that tub and running it around to get some of that paste on there. And then I'm just going to scrub one side of this. okay? And watch this. And you could use this on chrome. You can use this on steel. Sometimes you got to be careful with stainless steel because not all stainless steel is really stainless steel. It says it's stainless steel. It's not necessarily. Okay, now again, watch this. When I spray this, oh, there you could really see the beading. See the way that's beading on there? Because your Earth Bright is going to clean, it's going to polish, and it's going to protect all in one fell swoop, just like that. Look at that. And it does an absolutely gorgeous job. And if I take one of my microfibers over here, watch this. I'm just going to give that a quick wipe just so you all can see at home. Look at that. I mean, look at the beautiful job that that does on there. And you can see it's like a mirror-like finish now. And again, that's going to resist staining as long as we're using the Earth Bright on there. Let's move on. We're going to do something else now, okay? How about this? Maybe the kids have been outside running around, playing in the mud, all right? I'm going to clean off. And by the way, the sponge, with just a little bit of water, whatever was on there just came off of that in seconds, okay? Now, you could see that this shoe is a holy mess, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little more Earth Bright on there. And again, all you got to do is just kind of rub it around in there just to get a little bit on the pad. And I'm going to start on the front of this sneaker. And remember, the front of the sneaker is actually textured. So there's little grooves that this is going into as I'm doing this. I've actually done this on my sneakers too, and it's amazing. It makes them look brand new, you know, especially now with the kids going back to school and everything is so gosh darn expensive. This is the easy, quick way for you to actually take their sneakers that look dingy and beat up and make them look brand new again. Look at the difference right there. There's your before and there's the after. And that's just done with the Earth Bright. It's totally safe for the sneakers as well. You don't need to worry about using it on there. Now, here's the thing about Earth Bright. A lot of people don't know this. It was originally created as a jeweler's rouge, a jewelry rouge. And what that means is it's a cleaner for jewelry, okay? We've got some earrings down here. I don't know if are the earrings dirty? I don't know if the earrings are dirty or not. I don't think so. Let's take a look at them though, because I know we cleaned them with the Earth Bright, and it's safe enough to use on all your jewelry, which is kind of a big deal. The fact that you can use this, and it was actually created to do that, and that's how you know that it's going to be safe for a lot of different substances where you don't have to worry if you're using the Earth Bright and it's going to damage something, because that's not going to happen with Earth Bright, okay? Take a look at these. I mean, they look absolutely spectacular right there, and that's the only thing we've cleaned these with is Earth Bright, and you can see the beautiful sparkle that's coming out of these earrings right there. Yes, we love the way that those look right now. They're absolutely fantastic. What about the microwave oven? Because if you've got a cooktop or a cleaning surface, and I am going to do a cooktop in just a second, you got to be careful with what you use because you don't want chemicals where you're going to be cooking, especially if it's in an oven or in this case, inside a microwave. So I'm going to take my tub of Earth Bright, I'm going to run that around. And again, if you're just joining us, what I'm using to clean this is a clay direct from France. These are all hand-packed in France. Now watch this. I'm going to take this tray right here, and this is right out of a microwave. We've obviously had a really bad boil over. And just watch the way I can do this, and you can hear it. You hear that working on there? It's getting in there, and it is just taking that burnt-on mess and getting it off of there. And that's really what, I mean, it's just so good at that. Now, there's the burnt-on mess. It's right there. I'm going to squeeze that sponge out real quick because I want you to see the difference. Look at that. That was just like one little squeeze that I just gave it. Now watch this. If I take my cloth, I'm not even going to rinse it. I'm just going to do this. Look at the difference and look how beautiful that is. And we can put this back in the microwave and cook again immediately because, again, non-toxic, no chemicals in there whatsoever. Makes a huge, huge difference. I personally am trying to get everything I can these days chemical free. I don't like to clean with any chemicals, and I certainly don't want them around my pets. You know, if you have kids, you shouldn't want them around them either, or in this case, around my food, which is my best friend. Okay, so let's take a look at some pieces that I've got sitting here, okay? Just so you could see that you could use it on anything. Now, one of the things it's best on is silver. Look at that. And what is Amy saying? I can't wait to try this on my rust stain on my tile. Actually, I'll show you tile in just a second. And by the way, if you think I'm talking to myself in my head, you know, I mentioned this earlier, but we do have a live chat going on Facebook. So if you're watching us right now on TV, on television itself proper, we're also on Facebook simulcasting, and we have people in our chat that are asking me questions. They're talking to each other. There's a whole lot going on in there right now. So if you look at this piece right here, I want you to see this side. Now, this is a piece, you might see this at a garage sale and be like, you know what? I don't think that I would buy that because it's all beat up and it's dingy looking, but look at the other side. Can you see I mean, look at this. This is literally night and day. There's your night and there's your day. And all we did was scrub this, and this is pure silver. We scrubbed this with the Earth Bright. Okay, so it's safe for silvers. And if you think about all the tarnish that you get on your, if you've got like silver flatware or, any silver platters or plates or anything like that, this makes a huge difference in how fast you can clean those surfaces. Then take a look at this right here. Big old pot right here. Now, this is a tea kettle, and this is something where, again, you might see this at a garage sale and be like, is it a treasure or is it trash? Right now, it's trash. But a little bit of Earth Bright, boom, treasure that quickly. And this is something that you can upcycle, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people will buy something like this, clean it with Earth Bright, and then turn around and sell this because you're going to get a whole lot more money for it looking like this than you would looking like that, okay? And that's just simple. Anybody can figure that out. Now, Amy was talking about her, all right, let's look at the offer again real quick. So if you buy this right now, you're going to get 10.5 ounces. Each one of these tubs is 10.5 ounces. You're getting one of these tubs, but the reason there's 3 is you get to choose a scent. So here's the original. There's your lavender, and on the other side is the citrus. Each of them comes with the scrubber inside, and they're all made, the scents are essential oils that are in there. The actual Earth Bright itself is that single source clay that comes from a quarry in France, okay? So that is what makes this so special, is there's only one place on Earth where you can get it, and it is entirely natural. Now, Amy was talking about her tile in her bathroom and rust stains. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Here's a piece of tile that's sitting here in front of me. All right, I'm going to clean that. And again, the way we do it is we take our sponge, we move it around inside here just like that, and we get a little bit of Earth Bright on there. Now I'm going to go down to the surface here, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. And all you're going to do is just do little circles going across that tile. I'm just going to do this middle piece right here just so you can see how effective this is. And I like this in a bathroom because the bathroom tends to be one of the smaller rooms in a house, and I don't like to use chemicals that are going to make me choke while I'm in there trying to clean my tiles. Now, here's the other thing. We've been using this a lot on our shower door, and the big thing about that is that it actually prevents it from staining longer. And I want you to see the difference if I just wipe it off without even applying any water to that. Look at the difference right there, how it brought back the color, and now it's protected. It's beautiful, it's shiny, but now it's going to be protected. Oh yeah, and Beth just said this makes the glass shower door shine. See, she knows what she's talking about. And she can see through the glass again. That's the thing. Like ours at home, we have hard water, and it started getting those calcium deposits and the lime scale and all that stuff on there. And when that starts to happen, you've got a couple of choices. Most of them involve a very harsh chemical where you've got to wear gloves, you got to wear a mask, you got to do all kinds of stuff. Notice, no gloves on my hands, not wearing a mask. I'm just getting in there and just doing it because I can, because this is all natural. I don't even smell it. I have the one that's just the original, which is no scent, and it doesn't even bother me. How about this one? I'm going to bring this one up here too, just so you could see this. Here's a silver platter. And again, this is one of those pieces where you'd probably just walk by it and go like, I'm not touching that thing with a 10-foot pole because that just looks absolutely awful. That's somebody else's problem that they're trying to sell. So we're going to take a little bit of Earth Bright. Got some right on there, as you can see. And I'm just going to attack this side here and just start hitting that tarnish. And it's amazing how fast tarnish comes off of a piece of silver when you use Earth Bright. Now, all right, there's all that tarnish, and we all know what that looks like. There's the side I cleaned, but I'm going to show you something. I'm going to wipe that down real quick just so you can see. And notice it's just coming off from that part where I just cleaned it right now. I'm going to give that a little bit of a polish because I want to show you something. There's actually some filigree work inside of there. You see that? And it actually got into all the crevices on the filigree work too and absolutely made that shine and sparkle. The other side, yeah, I wouldn't eat off of that. And I wouldn't expect you to either. But this part right here, absolutely gorgeous now. And again, Earth Bright is going to clean, polish, and protect. So that makes a huge difference. Now, how many people out there have kids, have grandkids, have nieces and nephews, okay? I'm going to show you something. So here's a piece of wood, all right? And this is not painted. And before I was asked if you could use it under cabinets. You can, as long as they're not painted. Watch this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue the artwork on here because little Johnny or little Jenny got a hold of the crayons and they decided they're going to hit your hardwood floor. They're going to hit that cabinet. And then they got a hold of a permanent magic marker, okay? So what I just put on there, and I'll show it to you, it says right there, permanent marker. This is not one of those kind that comes off with water, all right? This is the real deal. Oh, the ladies are showing up in the chat now. Charlene's here, Kathy's here. We saw Beth a little while ago. Everybody's in there. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to rinse, let me rinse this off. I'm going to rinse off my sponge real quick. So while you're looking at that, you're thinking, that's not coming off, buddy. There's no way that's going to come off of there. Watch me go to work, okay? So I'm going to take my Earth Bright, put a little bit on there. I'm not even, you know what? I'm not going to do the side that I just put on there, okay? Because that would be too simple. This other side has been sitting on here now for like a week, all right? Watch this. I'm going to get on there, and I'm going to start scrubbing on this. And I promise you that that's been on there for a week. Now, because it's permanent marker, it might take me a second or two longer to get that off. But then again, maybe it won't, because that just, wow, that's been on there for a week, guys. That's been on there for one full week. Okay, now, this is the side that was on there for a week. This is the side that I just did. Clearly, you can see that everything that was a week old just came off of there. Now, I'm not even going to put any more Earth Bright on here. I'm just going to go in here, because there's still plenty of Earth Bright in there. And I'm just going to attack the part that I just put on there. Again, real crayons and a permanent marker that the kids wrote all over your cabinets with, or your hardwood floors, or, you know, whatever wood surface. Maybe it's a table, one of your cherished tables that you've got in your house. There we go. And look at the difference right there. All gone. And that's the power of Earth Bright. It's that easy to do. And while we're here, you want to see something really crazy. Because you can use Earth Bright indoors or outdoors. So let's say you've got some plastic furniture outside, PVC furniture. You can 100% use that. Maybe you've got siding on your house, okay, vinyl siding. Look at the difference from one side to the other. And here's the thing about vinyl siding, okay? When you are doing this on vinyl siding, okay, it leaves that coating. Remember, it cleans, it polishes, and protects. So it's going to take longer for that mildew to show up, for that, the stains from the trees, all that stuff. It'll come off. And as Beth on our chat is saying, it's like it never happened. It really is. And it's going to be like it never happened much longer, because that's the beauty of Earth Bright. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around to the front of our table, okay? Because I want everybody to see the glass top stove that's up there, all right? So I'm going to move myself around to the front of the table. And I think you guys are just going to see this. You're going to be like, holy cow, this is amazing. Because the thing is, if you've got a glass top stove, and we've had glass top stoves, my wife Kelly and I, we've had glass top stoves before, okay? And the first thing they tell you when you buy them is they try to convince you to use the special cleaner. And it's a little tiny container that cost a bundle of money, like $30, $40 for something that's super small and doesn't do any better a job than the Earth Bright that only costs you $14.99 with free shipping here at Shop Social TV. So watch this. I'm going to take my little sponge, put it around there in the Earth Bright again, okay? Now, take a look at the stove. I'm going to attack it. You know what? Let's do this side. I'm going to go over here. So let's just pan over this way a little bit, because I want everybody to see, because this is burnt. This is like super burnt, okay? Watch this. I'm just going to start hitting the burnt part on the front here, and as I'm going around, you can hear it. Let me get down here. Hear that sound? Here's the neat thing about this stuff. It does scour, but it doesn't scratch, and that's what I love about it, that it's a natural clay product that just does such a good job. And I'm not putting a lot of effort into it, maybe just a little tiny bit, but not what we would call elbow grease back in the day. Okay, now, there's where everything went. It's sitting right on there. I'm going to set this down here for a second. I'm going to grab one of my trusty microfiber cloths, and I'm just going to give this a quick wipe and go all the way around just like that. And take a look at the beautiful job that did. I mean, when you look at the mess that this is like a stovetop, in a frat house. Like, nobody has ever cleaned this thing, okay? But it looks absolutely incredible just for me doing that. I'm going to do a little bit more on there. And by the way, guys, if you're looking at this right now, you impressed, you like it, you want to buy it, just give us a call at 888-247-8712. 888-247-8712. We have people standing by right now to take your orders. It's a quick and easy process. We give a 30-day money-back guarantee on everything that we sell. We take all your major credit cards. And the other thing you can do is you could go to our website, shopsstv.com, Or you could use the QR code that's right down there on the screen. And to use that, all you've got to do is open up the camera on your cell phone, point it at the screen, and it's going to give you a web address. You click on that, it'll take you to our website where we got lots of stuff to look at, but specifically, it will take you to the page for this product, for EarthBrite. And then all you got to choose is which scent do you want. Which scent do you want? Do you want to get yourself the citrus? Do you want the lavender? A lot of people love that lavender. They go absolutely crazy for it. And remember, the scents are natural oils. Me, I just got the original, which is no scent whatsoever. So watch this. Going to give that a wipe now. And look at the way, just where I cleaned, it's coming off. The rest of that is hard and crusty and burnt on there. But look at the beautiful job that that did. Should I just keep going, Kelly? Kelly's my director. Yeah. I'm going to do all of them. She said, go ahead and make it all look pretty. All right, so I'm going to do that one. I'm going to finish this one. And I love it. You could hear it. You could hear the scouring on there. I love that. And it's not scratching it. So remember, if I can use this on a glass top stove, and these things are god-awful expensive, okay? If you can use it on this, you could use this on just about anything, honestly. In fact, you saw the earrings before that we put it on. And it was amazing on those earrings, you know? And remember, it was developed as a jeweler's rouge to clean jewelry. So it has to be safe around delicate gemstones. It's not going to hurt those. There. So I cleaned those two. Look at the difference one side to the other. I'd cook on this side. I'd run from that side. Okay, that's incredible. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so Charlene bought some EarthBrite from us, I think last week. And she said she just checked her Shop Social order. And it's on its way. It's going to be delivered tomorrow. Charlene, I can't wait to see how you love it. Because you know what the weird thing about EarthBrite is that I find that once I start using it, I can't stop. I just start walking around the house looking for things to use it on. And that's the beauty of this stuff. And you know what's nice about it too? Sometimes when I'm cleaning with chemicals, because of the smell, because they're caustic, they irritate my hands. You know what I mean? I got to wear a mask or I'm wearing gloves or, you know, whatever. With EarthBrite, none of that applies. You don't have to do any of that. Look how beautiful that is. And we got one more. What's that, Kelly? Oh, yes. Okay, she reminded me of something. So Kelly's also my wife. My director is also my wife. So she tells me what to do, both on TV and at home. And the neat thing is that our house was one of the houses that was damaged by Hurricane Helene almost a year ago now, okay? And we had a bathtub in our master bathroom that got just filled with water. We got about 18 inches of water in our house, 16 or 18, something like that. And we actually got water in the bathtub. No one cleaned the bathtub because the whole rest of the house was destroyed, so they were just kind of going around and just cleaning all the rooms. First of all, look at how beautiful that is right there. That's outstanding, the job that did. But so the bathroom was still dirty almost a year later. So the cleaning crews went in there, but they couldn't touch the bathtub. Like they couldn't get anything off the bathtub. Kelly went in there with EarthBrite, and within, Kelly, how long? 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Not even that. She just said not even in my ear. 10 or 15 minutes, she cleaned the entire bathtub of all the super nasty hurricane water and got all of it out of there and made it look brand spanking new. To the point where our contractor was like, who did you hire to come in and do it? Nobody. We did it ourselves because we have the EarthBrite. Now, Charlene is saying she's actually looking forward to cleaning her tub with EarthBrite. Let me tell you something. You haven't lived till you get rid of that bathtub ring in there. I mean, our case was kind of extreme, but man, it's just a beautiful feeling. All right, so for those of you just joining us, this is an all-natural clay that comes from France. All of these tubs are hand-packed. There's no assembly line putting these out, okay? It comes from one quarry in the world, this particular clay. That's the only one that you're going to get it from, and that's where we get our EarthBrite from. And I'm going to show you something, too, because I know, listen, I'm going to start talking about the holidays now, because, you know, that's that time of year, all the family's coming over, and you might leave a pot like this sitting in the sink because everybody's over the house. You're like, oh, just throw everything in the sink and we'll get to it later. And you just don't get to it later, okay? But watch this. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to start cleaning up here at the top. Oops. There we go. That's a much better way to hold that, Lou. All right, so I got that in there. Now I'm going to start cleaning the sides of this. Now, could I throw this into the dishwasher? Maybe, if you got a pot cleaning cycle in there, but that takes forever. And quite frankly, if you've just had the family over, you're going to have a lot of stuff in there. And especially if this has been sitting around for a couple days. Okay, So there we go. I did half of it. All right. Now watch this. You can see I've done half of that, right? Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of my water bottles here, or my only water bottle, and I'm going to rinse this out. Kel, I'm going to move over to the basin over here again. And I'm just going to pour this in here just to get out the little bit that was in there. Oh, yeah. Okay. You could probably see what just came out of there. Now, look at the difference right there. Look at the beautiful, beautiful job that Earth Brite did. And you could see how it's still burnt at the top of that. That is a horrible burnt-on mess right there. But you know what? In just seconds, I was able to clean that. And again, Earth Brite doesn't just clean. It also polishes and it protects the surfaces that you put it on. And that's why people absolutely love it for so many different surfaces in their home. I mean, in even little things like, you know, the lid to a pot. Now I'm going to put a little more Earth Brite on here. And if you notice something, I keep telling you guys, I've had the same tub for 2 years. I want you to see that. You guys can see that? Look at the bottom of that right there. It's absolutely incredible to me how, after 2 years, I still haven't gone through this entire tub. And I've been using this for, you know, a month and a half now, I think, on TV, just cleaning stuff. And it's amazing how that it just lasts and it lasts and it lasts. Okay, so got a little tiny bit of Earth Brite on there. This is obviously the lid to a pot. It's nasty on the inside. We had another boil over, you know. And it's weird how, like, the only time that our pots and pans at home ever get dirty is when I'm cooking, not when Kelly cooks. And then Kelly's in my ear going like, when do you cook? You know, when the pots get messed up. All right, so here we go. I'm going around the entire surface just like this. And we got that whole, now that is already clean. You can already see that that's clean, but watch what it looks like. I'm gonna have to go back over here to the basin. So let me move this way. Thank you. All right, here we go. I'm gonna spray that down real quick. One of these days we're gonna get running water in our studio. And if you want to help us get running water, buy something tonight. Contribute. All right, there we go. Or if you want to, just call up and tell the operator, hey, I would like to just give them some money so they could have running water. I feel bad for those guys. Okay, let me grab another microfiber, and I'm just going to give that a quick wipe on the inside because I want you all to see how beautiful this piece of glass looks. And you saw how nasty this was. The top of it really didn't have anything on it. It's just wet. But I want you to see this. All right. Look at that. I mean, first of all, there's a reflection. You can see all the lights in our studio. You can see the monitors that I have going on in here right now. I mean, this is just kind of amazing. And it did that in just a few seconds, okay? So what have we cleaned so far? Let's talk about that for a second, because oftentimes people are like, well, what can I actually use this on? Well, we did pots and pans. Okay, we did a sneaker, we did the shower tile, we did the shower head, we did the microwave plate. Earrings have been cleaned with that. We didn't clean them tonight, but they were cleaned before with that. I did a sterling silver platter, and you can see I only did half of that one. You can see what that looks like. Again, there's that beautiful tile work that we did. This piece of wood had crayon and permanent marker on it. We took that off, and that looks brand new. It's incredible. And then we actually got a couple of garage sale finds and spiffied those up and went from this to this that quickly. And then look at the sterling silver. If you've got any sterling silver flatware at home that you break out for the holidays, this is so much easier cleaning it with this. It's really, really simple to do. Now, Beth is asking Charlene what scent she got. I'm actually kind of curious too, because it does come in 3 different scents, okay? So when you buy this, you're not getting 3 tubs, you're getting 1. Each one of these is 10.5 ounces of Earth Brite, okay? There's an original scent, which is really no scent at all. It's just the clay. Or you can have the lavender, which has essential oils of lavender in there, or the citrus, which has essential oils of citrus. And remember, we started to just talk about this earlier, but you can use this outside on your furniture in your backyard. You can use it on your vinyl siding, which is what this is right here. It's half cleaned, half not. And remember, it leaves behind a protective coating so that it's not going to get dirty as fast. Charlene just said that she ordered the original scent. Good for you. I'm a big fan of that one, simply because I want to forget that I cleaned anything. I just want to be able to walk away and say that's it. Okay, so it's only $14.99, and it's got free shipping on it, as everything does here on Shop Social TV. We do a 30-day money-back guarantee on everything that we sell. And we take all major credit cards. Give us a call at our number, 888-247-8712, 247-8712. We've got people waiting for you to call them right now. They will take your orders and we'll ship these out to you right away. Now, in just a few moments, not just in a few moments, don't forget that we've already seen these. I love these. The pet grooming gloves. These are only $19.99. You got a choice of colors, gray, green, pink, or blue. This is great for dogs. It's great for cats. I absolutely love these. My dog, Lucy, went absolutely crazy when we used these on her, and she was falling asleep when I was actually grooming her with these. And by the way, Charlene just said, her husband will definitely use that on the vinyl siding. Thanks for mentioning that. You're welcome. And I'll tell you something. I'm one of those people that when I look at a house and I see that their vinyl siding is bad, I wonder why they're not cleaning it. Because ordinarily, you use a pressure washer. It's hard to do. It's a lot of work. It's backbreaking. But guess what? With the EarthBrite, really simple. And again, it cleans, polishes, and protects. Okay, in case you're wondering, let's start down here, Kel. In case you're wondering, this is a product that I got so excited when I saw this. This is a webcam, okay? You plug it into your computer and it works. It's literally that simple. So whether you're talking to the grandkids on Facebook or you're talking to work on Microsoft Teams or Zoom or any of those other programs that people use to work from home still, this is going to 100% work for you, okay? It is a Logitech StreamCam is what that's called. Now, it's $149.99. I went online the other day just to see what they're charging for this, and it was $200, $199.99. Okay, so we've got this for $50 left, plus we've got free shipping on this as well. Works with Apple, works with Windows computers, really simple. You just literally, it has a 5-foot cord on it, and all you've got to do is just plug that in, and it's going to work. Now, let me show you a couple features on this. First of all, this is a 1080p webcam. That means that it's full HD resolution. It has a microphone built into it. So, and it actually sounds so much better than the microphone on my laptop is, okay? And the camera is way better than the camera on my laptop. Now, it is plug and play. However, if you want to, there is software that you can download, and on our website, on the page for this camera, there's a link. All you got to do is click on that link, download that software, open it up. It'll recognize the camera, and then you can make adjustments to the way the camera looks and different things like that. But if you're not like that kind of computer savvy, don't have the time, don't have the inclination to do that, don't have to, okay? Plug and play. Plug it in, and it works. Now, let me show you a couple things on this as well. First of all, if you look at this on the bottom here, that's how you mount it to your laptop. This is very flexible, okay? I mean, you can really, and it turns and it swivels. So you can aim this when it's on top of your laptop, okay? Very, very simple to do. Has a nice rubber cushion on the back of this. So when you set this on your screen, it's gonna grab the screen like this, and it's gonna go up against the back. In fact, we have one right here. I'll show you that in a second. That's mounted the way that you would want to do it. But here's the other cool thing about this. I want you to look at the way that screen looks right now, okay? That's what we call landscape mode, okay? And in landscape mode, your pictures and images are going to be long like this. But there are certain programs that don't want landscape mode, easy for me to say. What they want is portrait mode, okay? And the way you get to portrait mode is it literally pops right out of this holder, just like this, he says. There we go. And then you just drop it back in. There's little pins on the side of this that actually grip right into this. Drop it in. You heard it snap into place. Now notice the orientation is up and down. So it's the difference between 16:9 orientation and 9:16 orientation. This is portrait mode, okay? Instagram uses this. You can put this on. If you're shooting something that you want people to be able to see on their cell phones very easily, that's what you want to do with this, just like that. Now, let's say that you're not going to be using this on your laptop. You want to be able to, maybe you're doing TikToks, maybe your grandkids are doing TikToks, or your nieces and nephews are doing TikToks. Maybe you don't know what TikToks are. Trust me, they know, okay? We give you a second mount that is threaded. So you can actually take this, and it just snaps into place just like the other one did. And then they can mount it on a tripod if they have one. And you'd be surprised, I bet you they do. And look at that. And that just mounts on top like that. It's going to hold that in place. Now, I don't have it tightened up and everything. There we go. Just mount it like that. And that's a 5-foot cord. So if they don't want the laptop in front of them, maybe they're doing like cooking demos. Maybe they're showing people, how to make a recipe in the kitchen and they can't have the laptop right there, okay? All you have to do is take this 5-foot cord, and in fact, I'll unwrap it for you so you can see it. 5-foot long cord, have the laptop off someplace else, and have this stream cam sitting there recording what you're doing. Because you can also record stuff with this. So the actual app on your computer, all computers have this. They have an app called Camera. You attach this in there. It's going to give you a choice to go to this camera, and once you go to that camera, you're going to be able to record stuff right there. So, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a quick video for you that I shot earlier, and now you're going to be able to hear both what the microphone sounds like, and you're going to be able to see how good the picture quality on this. You guys ready? Let's roll that. Let's show everybody. It starts right away, too. I think you're going to be impressed by this. So this is the quality that you're going to get from your stream cam. It is 1080p, 60 frames a second. I don't know if that means anything to you, but it means it's going to look really good. Not to mention it has a built-in microphone that is better than whatever you have in your laptop. And the beauty of this is that it'll work with all of your programs that need a camera, meaning you can use it with Facebook, you could use it with FaceTime, whatever it is that you use to communicate with your loved ones, Zoom if you're using it for business, Teams by Microsoft, any of those, this camera is going to work with them. Has a 5-foot cord on it, so you could have it a good distance away, and it even comes with 2 different ways to mount it. One on top of the laptop, as I have it right now, or it has a threaded mount, so you could actually put it on a tripod if you needed to. Not to mention the fact that this camera works in both landscape and portrait mode, which is used for Instagram, Facebook, when you're doing actual posts that you want to put up there. So you can see this is a great quality camera that you're buying right now. Now, I bought my mom a special device like 4 or 5 years ago, okay, so that she and I could talk on Facebook because she lives in New York and I live in Florida. So she and I will talk over that so we can see each other and we can hear each other. Here's the thing. The thing I bought her cost me hundreds of dollars. And I don't mean 100, 200, like $350 when I bought it, okay? She has a laptop. She could have used this, okay? We didn't have this back then, but now we do. So for $149.99, you're going to be able to speak to and communicate with everybody. Let's look at this right here, Kelly. Who does? Oh, for meetings? Oh, okay. So one of our friends, Amy, just mentioned that condo associations use webcams like this for their meetings, for their HOA meetings. So that's kind of a big thing. So if you want to participate, you're going to have something like this. So it sits right on top of the laptop, and you can see how that stand grabs on there. I can aim the camera wherever I want to, okay? And I'm going to see, let me think about the easy way to do this. I'm just going to turn this around and just show everybody at home. If I can get this back into the frame, that would be a good thing. Okay. So right now you're seeing our studio. You're seeing the lights, you're seeing the cameras, you're seeing what I see basically, okay? I'm going to come around the other side here. Now those lights are kind of bright and it's kind of, making that, but I want you just to see how it's adjusting the iris so that it can see me. If I bring it down here, and I don't have a lot of light on me. Most of the light is behind me, so you can see how that's kind of challenging for it to do that. And actually, it's focusing because it doesn't know what to focus on. Everything behind me is brighter than I am, okay? But you could see how this works. And here's the cool thing about it, is that it has the built-in microphone. And again, the quality of what you're getting here, a full HD camera is built right there. A lot of laptops, especially if you don't have a really, really expensive laptop, it may not be full HD, and that means 1080. And this is 1080 progressive that this particular camera that does right here, and 60 frames per second. Now, why is that a big deal? Because if you have a slower frame rate, oh my gosh, I forgot about this, guys. I apologize. You have choice of colors. You can get a black one or a white one. Now, why would you want a white one? A lot of your Apple products come in that white color, or a silver. And there's some people just prefer the white with that, or they just want the white in general. But look at that. They're good looking. They're compact. The lens is big on these, so you're going to get a lot of light. And again, I can aim this wherever I want to, which is really, really cool. Actually, that's what I should have done. Here, let me do this too. I'm going to turn this around again so you all can see it. And then what I'm going to do is take the camera and just hold it. Because remember, it has a 5-foot cord on it. Okay, so I got plenty of room. I could walk around with this if I wanted to. And y'all can see me, and you can see what I'm doing. And, you know, right now I'm talking through my microphone, but I could be talking through the microphone on this. And that's a big thing, because I can't stand it. Like if I'm watching the news, or if I'm, you know, watching somebody calling in using a webcam, and the sound is bad, and the picture's bad, and pretty much everything's bad, okay? This is not going to be the case when you buy the Logitech Stream Cam. This is the one that I personally bought, as I mentioned, a couple years ago. I paid more money for mine. $149.99 is an absolute scream for a technologically advanced piece of equipment like this that allows you to do the 2 different aspect ratios. Because remember what I said, I can rotate this camera, and if I want to, I can actually do it in the portrait mode for Instagram, for Facebook, for any of the other mobile apps that are out there. And you know, if you're looking at this going like, I have no need for this, what about your kids? What about your grandkids? What about your nieces and nephews? You know, I'll bet you that they would absolutely love to get something like this, because think about this too, all right? Let's go back to the laptop here. I want to show everybody something. The camera for this laptop is down here somewhere, and it's a little tiny, tiny, tiny thing, okay? Super, super tiny. The lens on this is a bigger lens. It's a much higher quality lens. So you got 2 of me now. You got me here and you got me here. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. All right, I'm going to turn this back around again. And it just fits on top of the laptop like that. See the way it just grabs onto the back? And I can angle this. And remember, this does have a rubber stopper on the back of it, so it's actually going to hold it in place. And then I can rotate that camera to whatever direction I want to put it in. And it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't quite go 90 degrees, but it gets awfully close to it. So you can aim that camera, and it also goes up and down. So you have that option too. You know, if you want to show the keyboard for some reason, maybe you're doing a tutorial and you want to show somebody your work, you could do that. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can use this. Let's go back over to the other side of the table here, because I want everybody to see one more time. Now, you don't get the tripod, okay? What I'm showing you with the tripod is the fact that if you or the kids, the nieces, nephews, the grandkids, if they want to use a tripod on here because they're doing those TikToks, becoming, you know, social media influencers, they absolutely could do that. We give you the 2 different bases. So that's the base that works with a tripod. It's got the threaded bottom on there, okay? And then this one is the one that works with your regular computers. And remember, I can mount this in here. If I want to go that way, I'm doing portrait mode. If I want to go this way, I'm doing landscape mode. You push it in, and it clicks into place. It's that simple to do. And then it's got this arm on the back here that is super adjustable, as you can see. Like, I can just move this all around to get the exact precise fit that I need. And if I put it back here where we had it before, you're going to see how it just literally just grabs on there and holds that in place just like that. Really, really simple to do. 5-foot cord on this, as I mentioned before. Works with Apple, works with Windows. What else am I forgetting to say about this? It only weighs 5 ounces. So this is really, really, really lightweight. So when you put it on top of your computer, it's not going to cause any problems. It'll work with any computer that's come out in the last couple of years. My computer that I was just showing you the sign is at least 2 or 3 years old. So you don't have to worry about that. If you're like, oh gosh, my computer's not fast enough. No, yeah, it probably is. You don't have to worry about that. And again, totally aiming that anywhere I want to, the super long 5-foot cord. And there is software that you could download if you want to. Don't have to. It is plug and play. Let's watch that video again one more time and let everybody see the quality of the video and also hear how clear the sound is on this. So this is the quality that you're going to get from your stream cam. It is 1080p, 60 frames a second. I don't know if that means anything to you, but it means it's going to look really good. Not to mention it has a built-in microphone that is better than whatever you have in your laptop. And the beauty of this is that it'll work with all of your programs that need a camera, meaning you can use it with Facebook, you could use it with FaceTime, whatever it is that you use to communicate with your loved ones, Zoom if you're using it for business, Teams by Microsoft, any of those, this camera is going to work with them. Has a 5-foot cord on it, so you could have it a good distance away, and it even comes with 2 different ways to mount it. One on top of the laptop, as I have it right now, or it has a threaded mount, so you could actually put it on a tripod if you needed to. Not to mention the fact that this camera works in both landscape and portrait mode which is used for Instagram, Facebook, when you're doing actual posts that you want to put up there. So you can see this is a great quality camera that you're buying right now. You know what's crazy to me? Like when I watch that video, first of all, how good looking that guy is. That's the first thing. But the other thing about that is how crisp the quality of that video is. In fact, in some ways, I feel like we spent too much money on the cameras that we use for the show, because that looked really, really good for $149.99. I mean, think about what you could do with that. There are people that have whole careers just going on YouTube and making videos, and they're making millions of dollars a year. Now, it's not that easy. You do have to have some kind of a talent or charisma, but I mean, part of the battle is actually getting quality gear to allow you to do that. So last call on this one. It's going to be available on our website. Remember, you can call us at 888-247-8712, 888-247-8712, and speak to one of our operators in person and choose the black one, choose the white one for $149.99, or go to the website at shopsstv.com or use the QR code in the corner to get you right to the exact order page for this. Okay, so coming up now, though, we have got something that we debuted last week, I think. We've only shown this once before, and it was a smash hit. And you want to hear something crazy? After we aired it, I went online, and I started getting just inundated with ads for similar bags to this. They weren't as nice, but they were similar to this. But here's the crazy part. They cost a lot more money. We're talking about our ultra-thin anti-theft chest bag. Now, everywhere else I've seen it today, it was over $50, or in some cases over $70 to get a bag similar to this, okay? When you buy it here at shopsocialtv.com or shopsstv.com, $24.99 with free shipping, okay? $24.99 free shipping. Choice of colors, black, blue, or the gray color that you see right there. Let me show you what this is all about, because if you're somebody that commutes, if you travel, you go on vacations, you definitely want to think about getting a bag like this. So what's so special about this, okay? What makes this special, and it is unisex, you can wear this on the front of your body, okay? You can carry all your possessions in here, all your valuables in here, and because it's on the front of your body, it's going to be darn near impossible for somebody to rob you or a pickpocket or anybody like that, you know. Now watch this. I'm going to show you how you wear this. First of all, it's a nice heavy gauge nylon. If it were luggage, they'd say it's a heavy denier nylon. That's exactly what this is, okay? Regardless of whatever color it is, it's nice and nice thick. Very heavy zippers on this, metal zippers. That go back and forth. There's 3 compartments. There's one here. There's actually 4. There's one here, one here, one here, and then a secret compartment that goes down the top, okay? The strap on this is padded. It has a reflective tape on it right there, a reflective strip, so that if you're outside walking the dog or walking around at night, that's going to reflect for oncoming traffic. And the strap is fully adjustable. I'm going to put this on because I want everybody to see how this looks when you're wearing it, okay? So take a look at that. That's about where I'd wear it. Now, most of the time I'd wear it here, and what's nice about this is it's distributing the weight of what's in here across my body, all right? And I like the gray. So it's funny, no matter what color I seem to wear, the gray just looks good with it, okay? Now, if you're in a particularly dicey situation where your spider senses are starting to tingle and you're like, something's not right here, roll it around to the front and do this. Because nobody's going to get that away from you, okay? That's a great solution to that problem. Because if you wear a backpack, people can come up behind you and be getting into it, and you don't even realize it because you can't feel that they're back there. Or if you're carrying your wallet in your back pocket, you know, pickpocket's delight right there. It's very, very simple to somebody to get in there. Now, let's see what's in this, okay? Because you're going to love this, all right? So first thing I'm going to do is open up that top pocket. What I like to keep in mind is my wallet with the money, okay? So we're going to put that down here. There's the wallet, there's the money, okay? We're going to go into the next pocket down, and I'm just going to start taking stuff out of here, okay? So there's an ID card, big one. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here today, okay? We've got some headphones. We've got a battery charger in there as well, so I can recharge my cell phone off of that. Okay, let me see, is that it? Yep, that's it in that pocket. Let's go down to the next one. Remember, there's 3 pockets on the front. I got a cell phone in there. Oh, actually, there's a ton of room in there. I could have fit a whole lot more in there. All right, and then back here, And this is that secret pocket that's on the back there. Let's see what's back here. Oh, I have got a guidebook back there. So if I'm on vacation and I've got a map or something I want to take with me, I got that. Oh, got a pair of our Polaroid sunglasses that you can find on our website right there. We've got some hand wipes right there, some sanitizing wipes. And then I feel like there's something else in there. Nope, that's it. And this pocket in the back here, it's hard to see, but this is fully lined. It's padded on the back. So when I'm walking around, I'm not feeling everything digging into my side. That padding's actually protecting me on the side there. And then this is divided up on the back there. Now, I'm telling you that I saw these online. I was inundated by ads today online, okay, for things similar to this. But they were all over $50, if not $70, $80, okay? And they didn't look any different than this. And quite frankly, now that I've seen this and I felt the material this is made of, this is very, very high quality. Now, I mentioned it's fully adjustable. If you look at the back right here, there's a little clip. I can just slide that up and down, and look how low this will go on me. If I want to, I could wear this like almost like a waist bag right there, you know? And it's still in front of me. So even if I'm wearing it cross-body like that, and this is sitting down here, you know, it's still better than having it on my back. Now, you can flip this around and wear it on your back if you want to, but it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole thing, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to cinch this up again. I like to wear mine higher. I like it up on my chest a little bit more. So I'm just going to bring that way up there like that, and boom. Look at that, right underneath my arm, or like I said, if I feel like things are getting a little weird and dicey, I'm going to do that. Let me take it off real quick and just show you how skinny that is, because we do say that it is the thin anti-theft chest bag, and I want you just to see how skinny. Look at that. It disappears when I do that. Let me do it from the back. It disappears when I do that. I mean, it really is that skinny. And you get a choice of colors. This is the gray. We also have a blue, and we have a black as well. So whatever your thing is, if you like the blue, if you like the black, you know, get those. I'm partial to the gray. That's why I'm like all about this color. So I'm going to just start stuffing stuff back in here. And just remember all the stuff I had, and I actually had room for more. So I'm putting in my sunglasses in the hard case, our polarized UVA, UVB protection glasses. I'm going to put those in here. Those are on our website too, by the way. If you're looking for a really great pair of sunglasses that's not going to break the bank, we got those on there. 1-pack and a 2-pack, black or tortoiseshell. Then I'm going to put my hand sanitizing wipes back here. I'm going to put my map back here. I think that's where the map was. Oh, yeah. And that fits in there nice and snug, just like that. And we're going to zip that up. No problem. Okay. Going to put my money up here. Got that little tiny pocket on the top right there. And I'm just going to put this in here and just give that a little snap like that. And so now that's protected. That's not going to go anywhere. Then I'm going to put my cell phone all the way down here in the biggest pocket down there. And I could actually put a lot more in this pocket, but we're just going to do the cell phone today. So we're going to put the cell phone in there just like that. It's got those nice strong zippers on here. Pull that one closed just like that. And then in this one, I've got my battery charger. I got this ID. And then I've got my headphones. And all that's going to fit in there just like that. Real simple to do. And then we're just going to zip that closed. So you could see how easy that is to do. I got something sticking in here. I'll have to figure out what that is. Oh, should have done it the other way. There we go. Stick this in here. You know what it is? It's my sunglasses all the way in the back. Let's take those out real quick. There we go. All right, you guys sit there for a second. Slide that in, put this in, put the flat things in. Then put this guy in here, my little headphones, not a problem. And then we put our sunglasses in the back here like that. And just zip this up. Boom. Okay, there we go. But look at that. Everything just fit right back in there. You saw I had this entire tabletop covered with this. This is only $24.99. Just give us a call right now, 888-247-8712. It's about being safe. It's about, you know, not having to worry about your possessions. Maybe you're a tourist. Maybe you're in a strange town. Maybe you're in a foreign country, you know. And it's funny, like they prey on tourists in foreign countries. If you've ever been to Italy, if you've ever been to Venice, they just sit around and wait for tourists to come by. And they'll actually have two people when they pickpocket you, one person to distract you, and then the other one is going to come up behind you and try and get your wallet. But you can wear this. I like to wear mine right here. My arm's right there with it, so I can protect it if I need to. Nobody's going to get at that. Very, very strong strap on this. Yeah, Beth just said I like anything that frees up my hands. You know, and me too. I don't want to have to like have stuff. You know, the other thing I don't like is having a lot of bulky stuff in my pockets, like a big cell phone, like my wallet, like all that stuff. You know, if you're in a foreign country, you're carrying a passport probably, right? You don't want to carry the passport on your person. I mean, you do, but you don't want it in your pockets because it's just going to destroy it, okay? That's where you want a bag like this guy right here. But even if you're just somebody that commutes, maybe you've got kids that are in college and they're running around on campus and they're already wearing a backpack. You know, a lot of times if you have to get into a backpack, it's actually harder to do that than it is to get into something like this where all I've got to do is just drop a zipper and I can get anything I want out of there because it's right here on the front. If I need to get to my wallet, just open up this pocket, undo that little snap, and just pull the wallet out of here with all the money and everything. You know, really, maybe it's like a card to get on and off the subway or the bus. I mean, it's really simple to do. Speaking of subways, Beth just said this beats a purse any day. Yeah, you know, I don't like carrying a purse much anymore, Beth. No, but you make a good point there. Okay. Charlene wants to know what the dimensions of the bag are. Ooh, you know what? I don't have that on here. I'll tell you what, though, if we have somebody who's not on the phone right now taking an order, maybe they could bring me a tape measure, and I will be more than happy to measure this bag right now for you. Because that's a great question, and I don't know why I don't have that on the website, and I need to get that on there, and I just never really thought to measure it. You know, now, I will tell you this, though. I'm not a small man. I am 6 foot tall, and you can see how this is sitting on me right now, okay? Very, very comfortable for me. What I like about this, too, is the fact that it's padded back here, so I'm not feeling, oh, you saw what I put in there, like the sunglass case and all that stuff. Normally, that stuff, like when you're walking, is just digging into you. I'm not feeling that at all. And then here, we've got that padded strap. Here we go. Incoming. Here comes my tape measure. Here we go. The mystery hand. Thank you, thing. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Get one for the husband. Absolutely, yeah, make him carry his own stuff. I'm with you, Beth. Okay, I'm going to take this off now. I'm going to take everything out of it, and I'm going to measure it for you, Charlene. So let's see. Here we go. Take this. And by the way, for the people that are watching us on television, you're like, who is this Charlene and this Beth he keeps talking to? We're actually live on Facebook as well. We're simulcasting. We're on TV and Facebook and YouTube, for that matter, all at the same time. So I'm reading the live Facebook chat right now as I'm doing this. And that way I can have people ask me questions. We can talk about stuff, you know. And let's see. And then I got the back pocket here. Let's see. There's the sunglasses. Look at all the stuff that's in here. Here's my map. And then right here are those sanitizing wipes I had. So let's clear all this out of the way real quick. I'm going to put the bag in the center here. We're going to measure this together. See, that's the beauty of doing this on live television, is I could just do all this. Okay, so from the top to bottom to the largest point up here is about 11.5 inches that way, okay? And it tapers, as you can see, as it goes toward the front. All right, so 11.5 inches that way. From buckle to buckle, it's about 13, but that's only because the buckles are mounted at a 45-degree angle on the sides. From top to bottom, that's the 12. If I go this way across, it's about 10 inches at the widest point. Yeah, about 10 inches going side to side, 9.5 to 10 inches depending on where you're measuring it right there. So you can see that's a nice size. I mean, you're talking about, you know, just under a foot right there going all the way across to 10 inches. And as you can see, when I lay it down here on the tabletop, it gets just about flat. So now, why is that a big deal? If you've ever traveled with a backpack or anything big like that, you know that when you're throwing it in your luggage, okay, it just doesn't work. I mean, you're taking up valuable real estate in your luggage. This is flat. This will fit like between your underwear and socks. It'll fit between some pants you're putting in there. Kathy said perfect size. You know what? I got to agree. Oh, Amy bought the blue one. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm telling you something. I fell in love with this. I showed this to somebody else the other day, a woman who was here in our studio, and she was like, I have to get one of those. So now I'm going to start stuffing this again. All right, so I'm going to put in the cell phone. I'm going to put in the headphones in that pocket. See, it doesn't much matter like what order you put stuff in here. You could just do it any which way you want to. And this one now, we're going to put in the battery charger. I'm going to put that ID in here as well, like that. And let's see, there's my wallet. And I like to keep that one in this pocket because it's just very easy and accessible right there. And it does have a snap closure on the top there. And then we've got this last pocket here. And again, that actually has a divider in it, which I don't really use the divider, but you could if you wanted to. So I'm going to put my sunglasses all the way in the back there. Actually, you know what? I think I might do the sunglasses last. No, I'll put them in there, just like that. Then we've got our sanitizer. You know what? I am going to put this in first because it's the biggest across the back there, which we just found out because we measured it, okay? Then we're going to put the sunglass case in there, and then we're going to put our hand wipes in there, just like that. And then all I'm going to do is just zip that up. You saw how easy that zipped? And by the way, these are all metal, and then I'm just going to toss this on. And again, fully adjustable, totally padded. Folks, you're going to absolutely love this. Buy this for yourself. Get it as a gift for somebody because I think this is really a thoughtful gift. $24.99, choice of blue, black, or the gray. Give us a call at 888-247-8712. 888-247-8712. Only $24.99 under $25 with free shipping. Okay? All right, we're going to move on to our next item. Gosh, I am just loving the products that we've had tonight. I don't know which one I love more, whether it's this bag or it was the pet bag, the pet gloves that Lucy loved. Okay, this is a product we have not had on in a few weeks, okay? These are our Maxa wave lights. And the reason we call them wave lights is because of the way the glass. Lee, can you rotate that monitor toward me? The two tower right there. Thank you. Okay. Lee works with us here in the studio. They call them wave lights because they're made of real glass. Okay, when you get a plastic or a plexiglass on a lens, usually they just make it flat. So you don't really get much of a pattern on the ground. Okay, when you buy glass, and you can hear that these are real glass, okay? You can hear the quality in these. You're going to get a beautiful pattern when the lights go down. Now, you've got a choice of colors tonight. You can get 2-pack, and these are all 2-packs, okay? You can buy 2 of the white. You can buy 2 of the black. 2 of the beautiful wood tone. The wood tone is still hanging in there, and guys, I'm telling you that these are going to sell out, okay? I don't know when, but they're going to sell out real soon. And then on the end, we've got what I like to call, these guys are bronze, okay? It's a brown, but it's a dark brown, as if it were like a dark bronze, okay? Really, really beautiful lights. I'm going to bring the lights down so you can see these. Now, the whole point of these, I'm going to turn our lights off, and I want you to see, first of all, look at the way they lit up. I think we got one that wasn't charged down here on the end. That's okay. That happens. Okay. Now I got all the lights off here. I'm just going to move this guy out of the way because he's not charged. Okay. So when you look at these, let's just move. Ooh, that's a terrible sound. I apologize to everybody sitting at home. I just woke everybody up that was falling asleep. Okay. Maybe that's a good thing, though. Now, this is what I was talking about with the wave pattern. If you look at my shirt, you can see how that light is playing across my shirt. And even more importantly, look at it on the tabletop right here. And you can see how it's moving along there. Now, if I get out of the way of that, and of course I went in the wrong direction, and I hold this up, you can even see that on the back wall behind me. You see that? And that's the light that I'm holding in my hands right now, throwing that pattern on the wall. So these are made to be mounted on a fence post. These are made to be mounted on a railing, on a mailbox, you know, any kind of a post where you want to put this. That's what these are for. Now, that being said, though, there is no reason why you can't put them flat on the ground, on stairs, on maybe a retaining wall that you have. You can absolutely do that. If you want to put them on a porch or a patio, use these as a centerpiece on an outdoor table. 100% you could do that. But take a look at this. I'm going to show you something here. We've got a mailbox sitting here next to me, okay? And there is no mail in there. But we do have one of our Maxa lights sitting on top of this. And by the way, these are not wired lights. These are solar lights, if I haven't mentioned that yet. These are 100% solar. They get free power, free energy from the sun. So there's nothing you ever have to do. There's no batteries you're going to have to replace, nothing, okay? Now, here's what's interesting about these, and they really, really thought about this at Maxa, okay? There is an adapter on this because on PVC, and we give you the adapter, on a PVC post, they're 4x4s, okay? So it's 4 inches by 4 inches, okay? The light itself, and there's the adapter plate that we give you. It comes with that. The light itself is 3x3, and you can see how crazy, crazy bright that LED is inside of there. Isn't that something? And that's solar. That's the part that blows my mind. But this is 3x3, so that's made to fit on a wood post. So this is the crazy thing. Wood posts are 3x3s. PVC is 4x4. So we give you an adapter. And the adapter has screw holes in it. as does the light itself at the bottom. So all you do is just mount that on top of the post, screw it in, then put the light on top, and then screw that into that. And it's that simple to do. Now, that's if it's PVC. If it's wood, then you just put the light on top of it and just screw that in, and it's simple to do. By the way, we give you the mounting hardware with this. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3. Wow, you get a lot of screws, like 8 screws in here. So you get 2 sets in case you lose a screw while you're out there trying to put your lights up. But look at how much tremendous light comes off of these. And I think that this is just a really great option to put light places where traditionally you wouldn't be able to. Like if you've got a PVC fence going around your backyard, how cool would it be, like every other one, to have one of those lights back there so that at dusk, when it gets dark out, your PVC lights, your Maxa lights are going to come on and give you not only plenty of light, but throw that beautiful pattern all over your backyard, all over the lawn. Or maybe you've got an event coming up where you're going to be having a party outside. Maybe it's a bridal shower. You know, maybe you're doing, you know, a Labor Day party or who knows what, you know, anything where you've got a gathering of friends coming. Or it could be something in the wintertime and you want to have people have light as they come up to your house. These are perfect for that as well. Because again, you can use them like just as I have them sitting here, flat on their back. Not a big deal. All right, now I'm going to bring the lights back up again just because I want everybody to be able to see the beautiful choices that you have that for colors and for the pattern that's on here as well. So there's the white one you saw right there. And you can see that's beautiful, crisp, clean. A lot of people that have PVC fences like to buy these in the white just because they can use those. And they just look, they're part of, like they were there, intended to be there. They're part of the fence, okay? The black, you know, if you've got wrought iron and you want to mount this on, you know, near that or on that, you could absolutely do that as long as it's got either the 3x3 or the 4x4 on that. And trust me, if you've got wood, it's going to be the 3x3. If you've got PVC, it's 4x4. Here's the wood pattern. This is the one that's been like the most popular too. It's crazy how many people are buying that. And then we've got on the end here are bronze. Now, interesting thing about this, I'm just going to tip this forward just so you can see the top. That's the solar panel that's on there. It's a really, really big monocrystalline collector that's on top of this. So it's going to fully charge this up. And as I mentioned, when you look at the glass on here, that's real glass, okay? That's not plastic. So when you're buying this for only $49.95, you're getting 2 of them. You're getting a 2-pack, but they're real glass and they come with the hardware to mount them on your fence post, you know, on your deck, I mean, wherever it is that you want to put it, on your mailbox, I mean, or just use them flat on their back. Now, right there, you're seeing it be mounted on the wood. Notice there's no adapter on that. Look at how cool that looks as they're pulling up there. It just gives it a really nice finished look, makes it look like somebody's home, whether you are or not. And that's one of the other aspects of having lights like these, for safety, for security. Now, when they put that in there, look how bright that LED is and how much light that throws off in every single direction. And that's the other thing about these. You know, sometimes you buy a solar spotlight and it's just where you aim it. This is going to give you light in all the directions. Right there, those were actually sitting on the bottom on those steps as that gentleman was going up. They were sitting on the wall on those stairs as he was walking up there, okay? And that's just, you know, a really nice use for those, to be able to put those on your stairs so that you can go walk up and down and see that you're not going to trip. So they're for safety, they're for security, they're for beauty. They make the house look better. They make it look like, you know, much more finished. And here's the other thing: there's no wiring and there's no hiring. You don't have to get an electrician out there. You're not digging a trench to run power someplace up by your fence. That's insanity. Or like the mailbox. Are you going to hire an electrician to come out and drop a wire down through this and then run conduit underground? My God, how much would that cost to do? Okay, with this, $49.99, $49.95. Oh, another 5 cents off. You could actually go out and mount that yourself anywhere you want. Any fence that you've got, any gate. I have a house that's got two different cattle gates that come in and out. It's got a big circular driveway with these cattle gates. And the street we live on, it's believe it or not, it's a dirt road, okay? It's rural. And so they don't have street lights in front of every house or every 5 houses. It's like one way at the end of the block and then one way down there. Where we are, nothing. So you want to have some lights outside. This is a great way when people come down the street, and we're like in one of those houses where you drive down the road and there's a second road, so it's perpendicular. So you drive right up to our house. It's nice that we've got the lights there, so that whether we're home or not, it looks like somebody's there. Somebody turned the lights on, and nobody's going to know at night that these aren't real wired lights. Lights going down again, just so you could see this, because these really are kind of amazing. I mean, the light that comes off of these, let me turn those blue lights off over there. Look at that. I mean, come on, guys. Look at how much light's coming off of these. You're buying a quality piece with these, $49.95. Now, could you go to the big box store, to your home improvement store, and buy some lights like these? You could. But the only thing you can do with these, first of all, they would look ridiculous on a fence post. They would look absolutely crazy, like if you had them sitting on your stairs. I mean, because there's no way to make these stand up. These are just good for pathway lights. And quite frankly, they're made of some kind of crazy mystery metal. And this is not glass. That's plastic all around this, okay? They try to make it look like it's got this really cool pattern, this ripple. Nothing reflects light like glass, okay? So when you get real glass, you get the beautiful things that real glass does, which is give you these gorgeous patterns that you can see. Let's come back to a wider shot real quick, because I just want to show everybody something. I did this last time where I was doing the Statue of Liberty, the Statue of Lou, and I want you just to see how much light comes off of there. Look at the way my face is getting lit by that as that goes around. Look at the wall behind me and see how much light that throws back there. I mean, these are absolutely stunning. I had some really, I don't want to say they were cheap. They were cheaply made, but they weren't inexpensive, that I bought off of that website that starts with an A, where everybody buys everything these days, it seems. And I paid a lot of money for them. And when I got them, they were made of metal, which is one of the reasons I wanted to buy them. Within just a few months, they started to rust. So it was that whole thing about buying something that's made of mystery metal, and they had plastic lenses on them. So, you know, for like the first month, I was like, wow, these are beautiful. These are so cool looking. And then the next month, they weren't as bright as they were the first month. And then after the 6 months, there was rust going down the fence post. And I was like, what in the world is going on here? I had to repaint the fence post. Charlene just said it's Lou as the Statue of Liberty. Yes, the Statue of Liberty. Anyone? No, that was terrible. All right, I'm sorry, people. But point being, when I replaced them with these, all of a sudden I realized I paid way too much and got a product that was really inferior, okay? Here at Shop Social TV, we curate the products. We go out and we find things that we think you're gonna love. And I try to get you things that are that sweet spot of the combination of its cost and quality, okay? Yeah, Beth just said it's Statue of Liberty. See, it's picking up. Liberty, I think she said Liberty. She did, Liberty. It's going to catch on, people. All right. But I think this is a great value. I think that you should consider investing in these tonight for $49.95. Just give us a call at 888-247-8712, 888-247-8712, or go to the website shopsstv.com, or use that QR code that's down there in the corner of the screen. If you've never used a QR code before, it's super, super easy. All you've got to do is take out your cell phone, open up the camera app, okay? Point it at the TV screen at that QR code, and it's going to give you a website. You just click on that, and it's going to open it. Kathy says I never ever buy anything from the big A. Yeah, I feel you. You know, because there's a lot of people that feel that way. But you buy stuff from us here at Shop Social TV because we're nice people and we give you good things. And by the way, we do have a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. Okay, and we take all your major credit cards. So give us a call right now and speak to one of our operators and place your order. By the way, if you call and no one answers the phone, because sometimes what happens is we're just so busy, we don't have enough people, okay? Go to the website. Last week we had somebody call a half hour after we went off the air. We stopped answering the phones, and they actually went to the website and made an order there. And that's the smart thing to do. Or go to the QR code and just go to the front of the line. You don't even have to deal with anybody. It's really, really simple to do. Are we doing anything else after this, or is this it? Oh, okay, I got one more thing to do. Totally forgot. I totally forgot. Let's move on to that. We'll go to our next item. This is still going to be available, guys. These Maxa lights totally still be available for you. $49.95 for a 2-pack. Remember, you've got a choice of the white, the black, the wood tone, or the bronze in these real glass lenses. Listen for it. That's right. And you can be your own Statue of Liberty yourself at home, should you choose to accept that position, okay? So we're going to be moving on right now to our next item, and this is one that has been en fuego here at Shop Social TV. So many people tuning in and taking advantage of this. Oh, it's on already. Thanks, Lee. Oh, Lee had me like set up to go to this. And what I'm talking about is our very, very popular dash cam. Where's my card for this one? Let's see. Well, you know what? I think I remember everything about this anyway. All right. Let's move on. Can you rotate that again for me? So this dash cam you're looking at right here has been insanely popular here. You know why? Because of the price on this, I think, and because of the features that you're going to get with this. For $64.99, you're going to get a high-definition dash cam that is going to remove all doubt as to who was responsible for the accident that you were, God forbid, involved in. And people are always like, well, Lou, you know, I've had accidents before and I haven't had a problem. Well, the funny thing about accidents is that you don't have a problem until you do. You know what I'm saying? Because people lie. Now, that might sound harsh, but I'm going to tell you this. I worked in law enforcement for 24 years, 23 and a half. And one thing I learned is that, you know, when people get in trouble, they panic and they might not tell the truth and the whole truth, okay? But you can't argue with a dash cam because the footage that comes from this is so good, you're going to be stunned. So when you buy this, you're going to receive the dash cam you see right here with this giant lens on the front of it right there. It has infrared lights built into it, so it has night vision. I'm going to demonstrate all of this to you in just a moment. It has a massive long cord that it comes with. And here's what the best part. You can plug this into your power port or your cigarette lighter in your car, and it has like a 13-foot cord on this. I mean, it's just insane how long this cord is, okay? So you could, I mean, there's no wiring necessary. All you do is just kind of run this wire over your rearview mirror, or what I like to do is I like to tuck it in up by my visor and all around there. So that's one thing you could do. The other thing, too, is that it works off of a USB charge. So you could just, if you've got a USB port in your car, you can buy a USB cable and just run it to that. Now, you do have to buy an SD card for this. And the reason we didn't include that is, number one, just to keep the cost down a little bit, but also because people want to buy different size SD cards. At the end of the day, you know, we're not psychic. We can't guess that. So, but they're so crazy cheap right now that you could pick those up pretty much anywhere. $64.99 to get this with free shipping. Now, why do I think this is such a good deal, though? Because I paid $100 for one that's not even this good. By the way, notice how it says dual dash cam? The reason it says dual dash cam is you also get a backup camera thrown in for free. Now, if your car has a backup camera at this price, who cares about this? You don't even need this, okay? But you have to wire this one in. Notice the yellow wire right there? It attaches to your backup light on the car. You know, anybody who's even remotely savvy with doing that sort of thing, replacing the bulbs or anything like that, I could do it. It's really, really simple to do. But honestly, every vehicle I've owned for I don't know how many years now has had a backup camera, so this for me would be redundant. When I saw that price, I didn't care. I want this right here. Has a giant 4-inch screen on the back of this. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see that. There's the screen on the back of this right there, okay? $64.99 for that. It is full HD. So you can see me right there looking at you. It's a beautiful color screen. Most cell phones, the biggest cell phones right now, only have a 6-inch screen or so, 6.5 inch at the most. This is 4 inches. So even if you're like me and you got to wear the glasses so that you can see anything, okay, this is easy to see even without your glasses on, okay? So there's that. And then the last thing I want to point out to you before we go and show you some real actual footage from this, I'm going to stand up again, is what's right here. So here's the list of all the controls. I have never read the directions for this, quite frankly, because they're hard to read. I'm not going to lie to you. They're not easy to read. But here's the thing. You don't need them. It says menu. It says up. It says down. It says everything that you need right there. So when you press these buttons, it's going to open up the actual menu so that you can make changes to this. You can get in there and you can do whatever you need to. If I hit that button, boom, I'm in the menu. It's that simple to do. Now all I'm going to do is just use the up and down button to go through that menu and choose what I want to do. When I want to get out of the menu, I hit menu again. And it just backs up, and it comes right back to the camera. So it's so intuitive. It's so easy to work this. And here's the best thing. I don't touch the screen. You notice how a lot of things now have touch screens and you get all your fingerprints on there and all that? This has tactile buttons, real buttons on the side here. But enough about me. Let's do this. Let's run that video. Because when I saw the quality of the video from this, it's insane. Now, it will shoot both video and audio. So you can turn the audio part off. I personally don't really feel like I need to have a recording of me cussing at the other drivers on the road because I live in Florida. That's like a daily thing, okay? So I can turn the audio off, or if you're one of the people out there that wants it so that you can hear the tires squealing, so that if there is an accident, they can hear the crash, you know, it helps the police figure out exactly what happened. You could do that, okay? What I want you to look at right here is notice what we call the high dynamic range of this camera. And what that means is, look at the clouds. You could see the brightest spots in the clouds and the detail in them, but then you could see the darkest spots as well. You could see the grass. You could see the shadows in the trees over there. You could see the shadows under the cars, but still see the wheels. You know, you can read the license plates when you get close enough. I mean, it's so simple to do that. Beth, you don't have a backup camera on your car? That is crazy. I could hook you up with one of these, I'm telling you what, because that backup camera, if you don't have one, then this thing is worth its weight in gold. But for $64.99, who cares if you don't use the backup camera? Because look at the quality of what you're getting. Now, here's the other thing that this will do for you. This will do loop recording. Now, what's that mean? It means that if I have a memory card in there and it fills up the memory card and there's nothing on that card that I want to save, it goes back to the beginning and starts writing over what's on there. So it's constantly looping the footage that's in there so you never run out of footage. Now, you can easily save something. If you get into an accident, it has crash detection, it's going to know that you were in an accident, and it marks the video. So you don't have to worry about that. That's really, really simple to do. The other thing it does is it has a parking mode. And the parking mode is actually kind of cool. When you put this in the parking mode, okay, let's say, like, I travel a lot these days. I'm flying back and forth up to Pennsylvania quite often, much to my chagrin. And I park at the airport parking lot. I don't know what's going on with my truck when I'm not there. I'm gone for 3, 4, 5 days sometimes, okay? I come back and I pray that nothing has hit my car, nobody hit my car, nobody kicked my car, nobody did anything, okay? If you have this camera in there and you have it wired to a constant power source, meaning you've got a USB port that's always on, or maybe your cigarette lighter port is always on, there are 3 different ways you can have it do the 24-hour parking monitoring when you put it in there. 3 different modes, okay? It will continue recording in a time lapse, which means that every so often it shoots a little bit of video, all right? Or you can have it do an automatic recording if anybody hits your car or bumps into the vehicle. And there's different settings for that as well. Somebody said, hi, Sam. Hey, Sam. Amy said hi to Sam. So there's a lot of cool features that this does for you, for the parking, for the driving, with the backup camera, whether you use it or not. But the price on this is insane. And look at the quality of that footage right there. That is some beautiful video. There was a time when dash cams look like pinhole cameras, if you remember those, you know, the kinds you made in school where the sunlight like shined on the back of it. I mean, they just were just garbage quality. This is pristine 1080p high definition video that you're seeing right here. So there's no way that anyone is going to look at this footage and be like, I can't tell what color that car is. Yeah, you can. I can't tell what color that light was. Yeah, you can. And that's the other thing too. If you've ever been pulled over and felt like you shouldn't have been because, you know, the police officer said you rolled through that stop sign, you did the old California roll, went through that stop sign, and you're like, no, I know I stopped and I counted to 3. But by the way, the best way to do that is when you pull up to a stop sign, in your head just go S-T-O-P, boom. You'll know that you stopped long enough at that point, right? You can show the video to the police officer and go like, listen, look, I stopped. Count with me, S-T-O-P, look, I stopped, okay? Or maybe they say you blew a red light. Listen, if you cleared the middle of the intersection and it's still yellow, you didn't run the light, kids, okay? But you have no way of beating that in court if you don't have the dash cam in your car. Now, there might be some people out there that aren't driving any longer because, you know, you're at that age where you're like, you know what? I feel like I shouldn't be driving anymore. Well, do you have kids? Are they driving? Are they commuters? Do you have nieces and nephews or grandkids that are new drivers? They really need this. By the way, Kathy in our Facebook chat just said that we did a great show to both Kelly and I. She said, great show, Lou and Kelly. Thank you, Kathy. You know, we really try hard to bring you great products and be a little bit entertaining and give everybody great, you know, interesting things to look at tonight. We had a couple brand new products tonight. But this dash cam has been very, very popular because I think the value on this for what you're getting is crazy at $64.99. By the way, did you notice when I turned this sideways how skinny this is? I mean, this is wafer thin. There was a time where I had a dash cam that was like this. I mean, it was a beast, okay? But now the electronics and all the components are so small The only big part is this lens, and trust me when I tell you, you want the lens to be big. You want to get as much light in there as possible, okay, so that you can see what's going on the road and get as clear an image as possible, and that's that this is going to do for you. Now, what I'm going to do, what do you want me to do, Kelly? I'm sorry. Yeah, you can move this around any way you want to. And by the way, this suction cup that mounts this comes with this. All you do is just take this suction cup and mount it to your dashboard. You know what I'm looking for right now? Everyone, watch the camera for 1 second while I keep talking, because I want to show you guys the infrared feature. I did this the other day, and I want you to see the night vision feature on this, because, you know, sometimes you're driving someplace and maybe you're even if your headlights aren't on, it's going to be able to see in the darkness. What does Charlene say? People drive reckless here in Massachusetts. Tell me about it. I went to college in Massachusetts. I know how they drive. And yeah, you have to keep your head on a swivel. Absolutely. Or, I'll tell you what, you got that dash cam giving you that prima facie evidence of what happened in the accident. Look at this right here. I'm driving around here near our studio, and you can see here in Florida the traffic jams. Now, keep an eye on the guy in the white car in front of me, okay? I remember this because I thought this guy was kind of sus. You know, my police senses were starting to tingle when I got behind this dude. First of all, he's got that paper tag on the back, and there's nothing per se wrong with having a paper tag. But people have a tendency to borrow those off of cars, or they have a tendency to leave them on way past the expiration date, and very few people are actually going to check those, because you can't exactly run a paper tag in the computer. It's not going to come up, okay? But watch what he does here. We go around this corner, and now I'm doing a good job here. You know, I'm trying to keep my distance and, you know, maintain a lookout as we go around here. Now, you can see there's oncoming traffic, so you do have to be careful in this situation, all right? Now, if either one of those two cars in front of me got into an accident, I would have footage of their accident. I have on more than one occasion actually provided my footage to the officer that was investigating. Okay, we go around the corner, and what does this guy do? As soon as I go around the corner, he just decides I'm turning here. He hit that blinker. Now, he gave me like maybe 10 feet notice of that. I could have ran into him in the back, and if I did, I could have said, officer, look, he just, at the last second, he turned on his blinker, he jammed on the brakes, and then he turned in there, okay? That's the kind of thing you can do. Now, watch this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this around again so you all can see me. So let me get it right about there. Notice how easy it is for me to adjust. Now, I'm going to turn the lights off in the studio and watch what happens. When I start turning these lights off, here we go. Lights are going out. Oh, there's one light still on. Hang on, guys. I'm going to go over here and turn this last light off. I knew we had one more light over here. All right, there. So now it's pitch black in here, right? You can see the screen. Now, notice you can kind of see the wall there, although the camera has nothing to aim at. But I want you to see something. When we come back here, you can see my face in the monitor, and you're going to notice that it's kind of green, and the reason for that is that's what infrared footage looks like. You know when you see guys in the military wearing like the night vision goggles? That's what this is night vision, okay? So this actually has night, and then when I hold my hand up there, you can see how it's brighter in one spot. That's those lights coming off of that. So it actually has night vision capabilities. Okay, I'm going to bring my lights back up again and then stand up here. Gosh, I remember when my knees didn't make any noise when I would like bend down and stand up, and now it's like, you know, snap, crackle, pop. That's what I'm hearing these days. Okay, bring all the rest of the lights on here behind me. All right, guys, so we're just about done with our show sometimes. Yeah, Charlene's agreeing with me. Kathy never drives in Boston anymore, and Charlene's saying people don't use their blinkers sometimes. It's crazy, and she's 100% on that. That drives me nuts. How hard is it to do this with your finger? How hard? It's not. It's not hard at all. Okay, so that's just about it for our show tonight. If you're interested in getting this dash cam with the included backup camera, whether you need it or not, guys, I'm telling you, this deal is crazy at $64.99 with free shipping. The quality of this is unquestionable. It's some of the best footage I've ever seen from a dash cam. All right. You get free shipping here at Shop Social TV. Just give us a call at 888-247-8712. 888-247-8712. Totally plug and play. Very, very easy menu to work with this. Guys, thank you to everybody that joined us on Facebook tonight in our chat. It was very lively tonight in the chat. Kathy's still in there. Charlene's in there. I don't know if Beth's still hanging around. I think she might be, because she was talking about not having a dash cam and trying to get a free one from me. So, oh, she's there. She's going to order that now too? All right, super. All right, guys. How much time left, Kelly? 1 minute. 1 minute left in the show. All right. We're going to be back again on Tuesday night, and we are here every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We're on DirecTV, we're on Dish, we're on Uverse, and then we also simulcast on Facebook, which is where we're talking to all our great friends out there. And we also simulcast on YouTube, okay? And we would love for you to get in here, join in the chat, give us a call at that phone number, 888-247-8712. Operators will still be standing by for a while after the show, or at any time you can go to our website, shopsstv.com, or use the QR code you see down there, and that's going to take you to this specific product, or you can just kind of wander around the website and look at everything that's there. Okay, guys? So everyone have a great weekend. I know I'm going to. Oh, and it's Labor Day weekend. Enjoy yourselves, guys, and I will see you back here Tuesday night at 8 p.m. for Shop Social TV. Bye, everyone, and be safe.